Sometimes I wake up and I don't really feel like I have it in me.
We had to have a really serious conversation with her of like, what is going on? Her answer was also like, I wish you could feel what it feels like to be in my head. I just remember it being very chaotic, and she was hearing all of these voices. They just kept getting louder and louder and louder. That triggered some sort of psychotic break.
At one point, she's like, I don't want to live. And I'm like, wait, what? And it was one of those moments where you look in her eye, it was just pitch black. And it's so scary.
I was suffering mentally and emotionally, and I wasn't able to stay all buttoned up and together.
Selena is now on break dealing with anxiety, panic attacks, and depression.
There were rumors that she had a drug problem.
Letting the high life of celebrity and partying get the best of her and her career.
Selena Gomez has been in dire straits for a couple of weeks now.
She was trying to rip her IVs out. She is now at a psychiatric hospital as a result.
We heard about her mental breakdown through TMZ. They called me and wanted to know what my daughter was doing in the hospital with a nervous breakdown. She didn't want anything to do with me, and I was scared she was gonna die.
You hang on as tight as you can and try to help them with their treatment. And that's the hardest thing to do. To then just go to bed and hope that they wake up the next day.
At the hospital, Selena finally learned the truth, and it was both terrifying and somehow comforting.
I found out I have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. I thought my life was over. I was like, this is how I'm gonna be forever. But I didn't want to be trapped in myself, in my mind anymore.
And there was one person who could relate to what Selena was going through.
I was diagnosed bipolar in my early 20s. I immersed myself into bipolar to understand it and then to try to restructure my mind of how to take that diagnosis and make myself better.
That's why I say to people that I have the greatest friends and family, especially my mom and my stepdad, Brian, because I shouldn't have spoken to them the way that I did, and I shouldn't have treated them the way that I did sometimes. And they know it wasn't me, and so, like, even to this day, I keep saying thank you and I'm sorry and everything that I do, and they're always like, once we found out everything, it made so much sense, Selena. Like, we're so happy that we can see that. We never, ever would give up on you, and they haven't.
Selena had support from her loved ones, but she had to do the work to heal herself.
When I first got out, I didn't know how I'd cope with my diagnosis. What if it happened again? What if the next time I didn't come back? I needed to keep learning about it. I needed to take it day by day. I lived in Texas, and we were huge with the tornado scene, and I was terrified. And my mom would just kind of smile at me, and the next day, I remember she got me a bunch of books, and it was all about thunderstorms and different clouds and formations and all this stuff. And she just told me, she's like, it's not that scary, you know, it's especially when you know that it's just a part of the world.
That sort of feels to me like the beginning of self-help. It's what you do with the strength, isn't it? It's how you apply it to your life.
I felt scared of so many things in life, and I think it's because I grew up anxious. I felt like I needed to perform and I needed to be the best I possibly could be, and my mom was always that person that allowed me to be exactly who I wanted to be and didn't judge me for any of it and loved me through it. I was meant to be exactly who I am. And once I was released from a voice that was in my life, I didn't fall. I actually rose up.
Selena wanted to help people by using her voice, and now nothing could stop her.
Selena is hoping to channel her mental health battles into something beautiful, teaming up with her own mother, Mandy Teefee.
Now, Selena dedicates her life to raising awareness and supporting those who may be suffering in silence.
Chapter of my life right now is to continue to do what I love. Hopefully just continue to help make the world a better place. This is a continuation. Doesn't mean it's gonna be easy, and I'm sure there's gonna be bumps that happen, but I'm gonna learn how to live with them. My story's not done, and I can't wait to find out what's gonna happen next.